Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell right next to it so you guys get notified whenever I post another video. So I have posted a few vet tech videos that basically show you guys a glimpse of what it is like to be a veterinary technician student. If you don't know what a vet tech is, we are basically nurses who provide care for animals in need. If you guys haven't seen those videos yet, make sure you guys check them out. I'll leave a link above and the description box below. In today's video, I'll be sharing some of my personal experiences with you guys, letting you guys know what to expect once you're inside the program and what you should know before entering the program. This video is going to be pretty long, so I'll make sure to leave a timestamp in the description box below. So without further ado, let's begin. If you're new here, then you must have never seen the I'm Stressed Out video that I posted about 2 years ago. In that video, I basically spoke about my whole college experience. I told you guys my whole reaction when I found out that I was accepted into the program. If you guys haven't watched that video yet, I'll just tell you guys a quick little summary of it. After I graduated high school, I wasn't 100% sure what my career path was going to be. I'm sure most of us don't know, especially when you just freshly graduated high school. All I knew is that I wanted to be in the medical field and I didn't want to be in school for too long. That's when I found out about the registered nursing program. I heard that they get paid a decent amount, and on top of that, you only had to go to school for about 2 years. I decided to apply to BCC, which is Bronx Community College, and I was there for maybe about 2 years. I was taking all of the prerequisite classes that I needed in order for me to apply for the registered nursing program. In my last semester, that's when I decided that I just didn't want to do registered nursing anymore. I decided that it wasn't really my goal or my career choice to actually become a registered nurse. Instead, I really wanted to help animals. That's when I found out about LaGuardia Community College. That is basically the only college that offers the vet tech program, especially here in New York City, and it is the only program that I was able to afford or attend, so I just decided to go ahead and transfer. I was really debating whether I should do it or not, only because I knew that maybe all of my credits wouldn't be transferred over. I was only able to transfer about 4 credits, which is basically equivalent to 2 classes. One of them I had to retake just to get a better grade, and the other one I decided to keep, which was chemistry. I received a B. I basically had to start all over. My GPA was reset to a 4.0. In LaGuardia, if you want to apply for the vet tech program, then you would have to submit a candidacy form first. You only have 2 chances, so if you don't get accepted the first time, then you only have 1 chance left, and if you get rejected your second time, then you basically have to transfer to a different college, or you would have to change your major. On top of that, you can only apply once a year, and that is basically the fall semester. I know it sounds like a very competitive program. It is. Only about 32 to 35 students get accepted into the program out of maybe about 140 applications. They also added another requirement in 2016 or 2017. It basically states that you would have to complete 40 hours of volunteer or work experience in a veterinary setting. I'll explain why they added this requirement further on in the video. According to LaGuardia's handbook, they basically state that you would have to have a minimum GPA of a 2.5 and a minimum grade of a C. So the way that they decide who's going to get accepted into the program is based off of something called a GPA ranking system. So basically they look at your GPA and they also look at your key courses grades. In my opinion, if you guys want to increase your chances of getting accepted into the program, then I would recommend to have your GPA at least a 3.5 or higher, and on top of that, try to aim for all A's in all of your classes. Like I said, this is my personal experience in LaGuardia. If you guys are in a different school, make sure you guys speak to your advisor to make sure that you guys have everything you need before trying to apply for the program. Now I'm going to tell you guys my personal experience and tell you guys all of my grades. In my first semester, which was fall 2017, when I transferred over, like I said, my GPA was reset to a 4.0. In my first semester, which was fall 2017, I was taking all of the prerequisite classes that I needed in order for me to enter the program. I was basically taking 4 classes in total, and 3 of them were key courses. I also applied for Candidacy that year. in January 2018, I went to go pick up my decision letter, and I was expecting to receive a acceptance letter, but to my surprise, I was actually rejected. I remember that day pretty clearly. I was really upset, mad, and sad. I didn't know why I wasn't accepted to the program. That's when I decided to speak to the director of the program, and basically she told me that I was almost 0.2 points away from entering. She said that it was one of the most competitive years that she has seen in a really long time. She just told me that I would have to reapply again next year. Like I said, I was really upset that I didn't get accepted. I was about to not even reapply again. I was thinking that was the whole point about reapplying the second time, waiting a whole year if I'm gonna get rejected again. But I just decided to go for it, wait, and just see if I was gonna get accepted or not. So in fall 2018, that's when I decided to apply for candidacy again. At that time, my GPA was a 3.8 and my grades basically remained the same. I basically had all A's in all of my classes. In January 2019, that's when I went to go pick up my decision letter, and of course I was accepted into the program. Some people believe working as a vet tech is really easy. All we do all day is play with dogs and cats, puppies and kittens. That is not the case. Majority of the time, we are there to help the patients and take care of the patients. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys everything that I learned throughout the whole 2 years. I also have my laptop right in front of me just to make sure that I do not forget any information that is important. In the first year of clinical courses, I learned a lot about small laboratory animals such as mice and rats. We also learned about other animals that are used in the research facility. Some techniques that I learned was restraining, drug administration, sample collection, and necropsy. Other classes that I took was vertebrate anatomy 2 and shelter medicine. I should also mention that once you're accepted into the program, you will no longer have life. Majority of your time will be taken up by school. The reason why I say this is because in LaGuardia, the semesters are broken up into 2 sessions. So for example, there is a fall session 1, which is 12 weeks, and fall session 2, which is 6 weeks. During session 2, we are required to complete a class, or we are required to complete a internship. So for the first year of clinical courses, I had to complete a part-time internship, and on top of that, I also had to complete microbiology class. It was not easy. In the second year of clinical courses, it will get difficult. A lot of information is thrown at you. Some of the hands-on skills that I learned was anesthesiology, which basically includes inducing and monitoring patients under anesthesia, how to insert intravenous catheters, how to handle and restrain animals, and how to administer medications in different routes. You will be working alongside veterinarians, so other skills that you will be learning is surgical preparation, surgical assisting, how to interpret and perform laboratory tests. Like I said, everything that I mentioned was mainly the hands-on skills. Other classes that I had to take was pathophysiology, pharmacology, dentistry, paresthesiology, exotic medicine, and laboratory techniques. If you want to become a veterinarian, then going to vet school will basically give you a glimpse of what you will be learning in vet school. Majority of the year, we were focused on dogs and cats. Like I said, you will be learning a lot about different species. So some of the species that you will learn about will be dogs, cats, exotics, large animals, small animals, and also non-human primates. The last class that I had to take was my farm animal class. I already posted a video about my experience. If you guys want to go ahead and check it out, I'll leave a link above and in the description box below. In that class, we learned about some large animal procedures such as dehorning, calving, and lambing. Like I said, I can't give you guys too much information, so if you guys want to go ahead and check out the video, make sure you guys do. During session 2, we also had to complete a full-time internship. That is basically everything that I learned in school. I'm sorry that I can't give you guys too much information. Like I mentioned before in my previous videos, I'm not really allowed to give you guys too much information. I'm sure there's other videos on YouTube that would basically show you guys more details about it. The vet tech program is really difficult, but if you guys really put all of your motivation and your efforts into it, then you guys will be okay. You guys will struggle a little. It is not easy, but you guys could do it. It's just a lot of memorization. If you guys end up going to LaGuardia, a lot of the professors are amazing. If you ask for help, they will help you. I also graduated with amazing classmates who basically helped each other out. If you guys can create a group chat with all of your classmates, help each other out, create a study group, just try and put all your efforts into it, study, and you guys will be okay. If I was able to graduate, then you guys will be able to do it as well. Like I mentioned earlier, in order to apply for the vet tech program, you would have to complete 40 hours of volunteer or work experience in a veterinary field. Apparently, the reason why they decided to add this requirement was because some people who were accepted into the program decided that being a vet tech wasn't the right career path for them. They just decided to get out of the program, which sucks because that spot could have been for somebody else who really wanted to become a technician. Some job choices that you might have as a tech is to work at a practice, a hospital, zoo, animal shelter, or at a regulatory organization. You can also work at a research facility. You also have the option to become a manager, director, or supervisor. Some jobs may require techs to collect laboratory samples, perform laboratory exams, administer vaccines and medications, bathe animals, take and develop x-rays, provide emergency care to sick or injured animals, observe animals' conditions, express anal glands, basic animal care like grooming, nail trimming, and ear cleaning, assist veterinarians with surgery. Like I said, it all depends where you work. If you decide to work at a practice or at a animal shelter or hospital, then you would most likely do everything that I just mentioned. As for a research institution, it is a little bit different. You might have to do a lot more husbandry work and probably won't be using a lot of your vet tech skills there. If you're interested in a specific specialty, the options you have is dentistry, anesthesia, behavior, internal medicine, zoo medicine, nutrition, clinical pathology, emergency, and critical care. Like I said earlier, while being in school, you will learn a little bit about every single species. You might end up working with exotics such as reptiles, amphibians, rabbits, sugar gliders, snakes, chinchillas, rabbits, or birds, or large animals like horses, cattle, llamas, sheep, goats, or chickens. You can also work with wildlife or non-human primates, and of course dogs and cats. On that note, animals can be unpredictable. We don't know their language and they don't know our language. They can be aggressive or sometimes they can be sweet. Just know that if you are working in a practice or if you're not working at a regulatory organization, then you do have the risk of getting injured by an animal. You can also acquire a zoonotic disease. Pretty much anywhere you decide to work, you will be a part of or you will witness euthanasia. Even after witnessing something like that, you are still expected to continue working. That is the harsh reality of working as a vet tech. I personally haven't worked at a vet practice, but I did complete my full-time internship at a small practice. They were short-staffed, so I was able to do a lot more hands-on skills and just practice. The job is physically demanding. You will be standing up majority of your shift and you will be working with large and small animals. If you are going to be handling a large dog, you will probably need like 3 people just to complete one thing, and you might end up going home with some bruises, some scratches, or you can end up going home smelling like feces or urine or anal glands. Last thing that I wanted to mention is if you think that you won't be working with humans, then you are wrong. You will be the person who will have to communicate with the clients. You'll be the one explaining the aftercare after surgery, what they should know about certain medications, what side effects they need to be aware of. So now I'll be answering one of the questions that I'm pretty sure almost everybody wants to know. How much do you get paid, or how much is the salary? Let's just say that it's not enough. I asked some of my previous classmates how much they were offered, and apparently you will be getting paid more than $20 for sure, but if you're lucky enough, probably more than $25. As techs, we really do not make much. We do not make the same amount as registered nurses, which sucks because we do go to school to learn a lot more. I actually met a few people who went to school to become a vet tech first and they graduated, but then they decided to go back to school to become a registered nurse. I'm sure you can make a decent living, but you will not be living a luxury life. Another thing that I wanted to quickly mention is that vet assistant and unlicensed vet techs should not be making the same amount that you do. You went to school for 2 to 3 years to learn all of this information, and just for them to be getting paid the same amount as you do, it's not fair. You have a lot more knowledge, so know your worth. Make sure that you guys are getting paid a decent amount. Vet techs are needed pretty much anywhere, and as the years go by, vet techs will be more in demand. The last question that I'm going to end this video with is, why did I decide to become a vet tech? The one quote that stuck with me for a really long time is, the most vulnerable will always be your elderly, children, and animals. Like I said, we don't speak their language, they don't speak our language, and because of that, there are some cruel people in this world who take advantage of that. They will abuse animals knowing that they won't really be able to do much. I've seen a lot of videos and I've heard stories about people abusing these animals, and just me hearing that, it really motivated me to do something or at least be a part of the change. I also grew up having a lot of pets. I used to have dwarf hamsters, birds, turtles, and of course I have my dogs. After having so many pets, that's another reason why I really wanted to get into the vet tech field. I actually didn't know that a veterinary technician career existed. I am a first generation Mexican American, so that explains why. The last thing that I need to do is pass my VITNI, and then after that I will be considered a licensed veterinary technician. Other than that, I have officially graduated. I hope you guys found it helpful, and hopefully I answered all of your questions. If you guys have any more questions, then just let me know in the comment section down below. That is pretty much it. Bye.